Morning everyone, it's Audrey, StitchNButton42. Today is June 21st, 2021. So, happy Juneteenth, happy Father's Day to everyone who is in the role of being a father. Happy summer solstice, Litha, midsummer, whatever it is that you are celebrating, happy. So, I did not know what Juneteenth was. And I've been seeing a lot of people make posts about it, but I did not know what it was until I watched Neicie Lynn yesterday, and she actually explained it. So, I'm rather excited to, one, have learned something about our country, because there is so much that we need to learn, and there's so much that we need to learn to be better about. So I am happy to embrace Juneteenth because we need to include these things, and we need to learn from our history and not repeat the mistakes of the past and move forward and be accepting and inclusive and all the things. I was so proud that my company, the company I work for, has never done anything like this, handed out Portland Proud pins to everyone. It's a little thing, but little steps mean that we're progressing, right? So, happy everything. Let's include it all. Alrighty, so I've got stuff to talk about, like I always do, because I don't seem to shut up. But that's okay. I've got 4 giveaway winners from last video to announce. I've got some happy mail that I received. I have a purchase that I received that included some happy mail, which was a surprise. And I've got projects to talk about. So, shall we get started? Of course we shall. I'm going to do a little bit of life update first, because it's also a public service announcement. Marks of my anniversary was June 10th. The only reason that's coming into this story at all is because that's when this story that I'm about to tell you started. It was a Thursday. Thursday morning, my vision was just fine. Thursday evening, all of a sudden I noticed that I had this black mist, floaty, whatever in front of my right eye. I'd never seen it before, and it didn't go away. Told Mark about it, went to bed that night, got up the next morning. It was dark. I was getting ready for work. I didn't notice this until I turned on the light. It was still there. But now I also had this flash of light along the side of my right eye when I blinked. I got up, I showered, I went downstairs, I made breakfast. As I do, I got onto Facebook, because generally to wake my brain up, I played backgammon on Facebook. But I wrote a post to my friends, hey, I've got this black mist thing that's kind of hanging around in front of my right eye, and I've got this flash of light when I blink, and posted it, didn't think anything of it. Drove to work, stopped to get gas, opened up my cell phone, and I typed in black mist in front of right eye. Started reading stuff about it, and then I got down to this one point where it said if you get flashes of light, go see your doctor. That was pretty much my first oh crap moment, only it was another word that I used instead of oh crap. So, get gassed up, drive to work, I'm doing my stuff. I take a moment, I open up my Facebook, and all of my friends have yelled at me virtually over this post to go see the doctor now. Second oh crap moment. All right, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. My doctor doesn't open until 8:30. I'll give him a call. At 7, I called my daughter and woke her up because she's a nurse, and I told her what was happening, and she goes, well, Mom, it could be an ocular migraine, or it could be your retina lifting. Third oh crap moment. Okay. So at 8:30, it's creeping up. I'm getting ready to call my doctor. I have a line of customers out in front of customer service. Doesn't happen except for when I want to use the phone, right? Took care of my customers. I went in and I called my doctor, spoke with the physician assistant, explained everything that was going on. She goes, hold on, let me go talk to the doctor. She comes back and she goes, you need to make an eye appointment today with your eye doctor. Who do you go to? And I said, well, I go to a place in the mall. And she goes, that's not good enough. You need to call this number. Fourth oh crap moment. So I call the place that she recommended, speaking to the receptionist, explain what's going on, explain who told me to call, explain that I'm supposed to get an eye appointment for today. She gets all my information. She comes back and she gives me an appointment for the afternoon, and then she goes, have someone drive you. And that was my kind of fifth oh crap moment. Am I not supposed to be driving? Am I not supposed to be doing anything because of whatever it is that's going on with my eye? I had everything that I had to do done at work, and I told my boss, I said, I'm leaving. I have a doctor's appointment. I don't know what's going on with my eye, but I'm just a little bit weirded out right now. Went home. Mark was at home. He'd been working night shifts earlier in the week, and because of that, he had Friday day off. So he was home when I got home, and I explained to him what was going on and that I had an eye doctor's appointment, and they said someone had to drive me, and he goes, okay. So we went inside and we sat down, we watched some television because we've been having some warm weather. It's supposed to be 93 today. I start wilting at about 85. I'm delicate. Stop laughing. I'm a delicate flower. So anyway, we're sitting down, we're watching television. I fell asleep in my chair. I wake up. There's a voice message that I missed on my phone from this doctor's appointment that said, can you come in now? And I was like, oh crap. So I went and got Mark. We went in. If the receptionist had told me the reason why I should have someone drive me, they were going to dilate my eyes, I probably wouldn't be having so many oh crap moments, but it is what it is. Long story short, as your eyes age, they can get a little bit watery. And when they get watery, it can lift the lens of your eye. And when that happens, proteins can fall into your line of vision. That's what the floaty stuff is. The flashing light on the side could be a sign that your retina is detaching. The doctor checked. I've got the floaties. I don't have the flashies. Technical terms that she said, floaters and flashers. I have the floaters. I have occasional flashers. My retina is not detaching. Public service announcement, if your vision changes. Thursday morning my vision was fine. Thursday evening I had floaters. If your vision changes, go see your doctor. Take care of it right away. Thank you to all my friends on Facebook who virtually yelled at me, and there was a bunch of them. And I love each and every one of you for thinking about me and caring about me and messaging me and all of the things that you did on Friday. Thank you so much. I'm okay. I have floaters and flashers. And the floaters are weird because sometimes I don't notice them. And she said, the doctor said that this would be normal. Your brain will compensate for it, just like your brain can see your nose but doesn't pay attention to it. She goes, they can disappear, they can fall down further, or your brain just might say, nope, we're not going to pay attention to this, it's normal. I'm still aware of it. It's weirder than weird that there's this thing here, because every time I move my eyes, it kind of does this, and then settles back in place. And I move my eye again, it goes there, and settles in place. It's weird. Get your eyes checked. All right. Happy mail, or not happy mail, giveaways from last time. All 4 of these are Better Homes and Gardens Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. This one confused me because it had a slightly different cover than the other 3, but they're all 4 from the same publications, just different years. They all have Christmas stockings on the front of them, and I said if anybody wanted to have one of these, and there's 4 of them, and I'll send them anywhere, to just use the word stocking in their comments, and 12 people did. So I did the random generator, and the 4 people who are winning in no particular order are Otimo, O-T-I-M-O, Audrey Fleming, Joe Wahlgren, and Janet Stopel. I know I have Audrey's and Janet's addresses. I'm not sure about Joe's. I know I don't have Otimo's address, so please send me a message. My email will be down below, acwalster@gmail.com, all lowercase letters, or message me on Instagram, and I will get these mailed out as soon as I have your addresses. I'm basically going to stick them in 4 envelopes and seal them, and then I'm going to address them, so I don't know who's going to get which one. It's just luck of the draw. Okay, let's talk about a little bit of cross stitch, and then I'll get into some happy mail and do other stuff. So, first bag. This is one of my Lisa Smith Kindred Stitchers bags. I love this one because, of course, it has witches on it. You can't have enough witches in your life as far as I'm concerned. But this one houses my Jim Shore Mill Hill Harvest Trio. So I did some work on this, and I think, I don't remember if I posted a picture of it on Instagram or not, but this is where I'm at, and part of this is stitched. A lot of it will also be beaded, and I've shown this before. When I am stitching on a piece and I have to move from one element to the next element, to make sure that I end up in the right spot, I will do a running stitch from here to where the next one starts. So what I did here, because the legs on this bird here that I'm starting are all beaded, I figured out where that bead mark went, and I did a running stitch with a different color up to where I needed to start stitching the second bird. And then as soon as I started the second bird, I pulled those stitches out. It's an easy thing to do. I don't know if I'm the first person who's ever done that, but I've done this so many times, I just thought maybe I should share it. But first bird is all done. Yep, first bird is all done, all the stitching is done. I am starting on the second bird. So I was quite happy with what I got accomplished with that, because I would like to have it done before fall, you know? Alrighty. My next project, this is in one of my own Vana style bags. This is Mandarinks Design Moon-Charm. I love the colors on this. Love, love, love the colors on this. So this is where I am at with her. I think I've gotten the majority of this leaf stitched, and I figured out the last time we were visiting, I have an extra space in here somewhere, and I can't figure out why I have an extra space there, because I went back and counted, and there's this little candle right here. This part of the leaf matches up where it's supposed to on the candle, but is one space off from this element right here. I don't think with this design that that's going to make any difference at all, so I'm leaving it, because I'm just making sure that I am counting everything off of this one here to match up the rest of it, and we'll go from there. Because again, being that it is a crescent shape, I don't think if there's an extra empty spot between two elements that it's going to make any difference. But I love, love the colors in this so much. The blues and the purples. And on this is the Stitch Me Cosmos. Wonderful, wonderful color. I am thoroughly enjoying stitching this one. I have finishing ideas. I'm collecting elements for it. All right. I'm going to show the third piece of stitching that I've been working on. Stray hair across the face. And then I'm going to switch up and talk about some other things and save the fourth piece that I've been working on for the very end. So, the third piece I've been working on is part of the Blackbird Design Weekend Sal Stitch Along. I am doing America. But the pattern shows it all stitched in red. And if you've been around for a while, you know that blue is my color. Cobalt blue is my color. So I am stitching America using Silks for You PR 168. This floss was gifted to me by Vikki, StitchNButtons. I love, love, love this color. So much so that I went on to the Silks for You website and I purchased a hank of it for myself. It arrived and I didn't realize that it was supposed to be variegated. I thought it was a solid color. So I contacted Joe, who is Silks for You, and I asked that question. I said, is it supposed to be variegated or is it supposed to be a solid color? Because the portion that Vikki sent me all seems to be one color, and I really like this one color. And she told me, she replied and said that it's a process. She dyes it in blue and then she dyes it in a violet color, and depending on how the first dip goes, you can get some variegation in it. And I said, oh, okay. She offered to let me exchange it, and I said no. The silk is from Australia. It would be more hassle for her and for me to have to deal with that. I said, could you dye another hank for me but make it more blue? And she did, and that's on its way to me now. I'm going to hold on to the hank that I have because come September I have my 4-year Flosstube anniversary coming up, and I think I'll use it as part of a giveaway for that. But anyway, this is where I'm at on America. I've got the upper part done. I've got the flowery part done. I'm working down here on the vase. And I was looking at the design. Find it again. I was looking on the design, and it has the date down here of 2004. Well, then I started looking through this whole pattern book, and every single one of them has 2004 on it. So then I looked at when it was printed, 2004. And I thought, okay, that's nice, but 2004 doesn't really ring any bells for me, doesn't have any significance to me that I can go, oh yeah, this is what happened in 2004. So I've decided that when I get down to putting the date on mine, I'm going to change it. And then I tried to figure out what date I wanted to use, and initially I thought I would use 1776. America became its own being in 1776. Yeah, that's okay. And then I decided 1976 is what I would use. America's bicentennial and the year I graduated high school. So it will have personal significance to me. There are no number patterns in this book, but I'm sure in some of my other Blackbird books I'll be able to find numbers charted out. So I will go through those and I will figure it out, and when I get finished saying this one, My America will have 1976 underneath it, because that's a personal date for me. And you know, we all stitch our own cross stitch to suit our own needs. That's what I'm doing for me on this one. So I have to leave this one out because I'm going to take it with me. I'm going into Salem later on today to get my car cleaned out and detailed so I can put it up for sale. I have a 2005 Ford Focus, and it's time for it to be put up for sale because it's got 232,000 miles on it. And last week I got a new to me car, a 2013 Ford Focus. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. It ticked every box that I wanted and had things that I didn't know I wanted, but I'm excited to have. And the best thing of all, it's blue. I know, that is so silly, but I've always wanted to have a blue car, so now I do. Alrighty, before I show my last piece of stitching, because it's a big one and I'm going to have to move things around to get to it and show it all, I have some other things that I wanted to talk about. So on my last video I was talking about the Happy Mail that I am sending out, my year-long project of sending out bookmarks to people. So I went upstairs and I made the ones that I will be sending out for July, and I've already got 5 people chosen for that. I've had more people adding their names, contacting me and adding their names on my list, and as people contact me, I write them on the list, and that's where they're going to, you know, however many months out it is, that's when they will be getting theirs. But I got the ones for July made, and I thought that I would share them with you because when I go upstairs to make these, I haven't got a clue. I have no preconceived idea what I'm doing. I cut pieces of a manila folder all to the same size. They're approximately 2 inches wide by 6 inches high, and that's my base. And from there I just kind of play with stuff. I pull out random papers, and when something speaks to me, that's where I start, and I have no idea where these are going to go when I get started. Well, this is the first one that I made, and this one I didn't put any paper on it like I usually do. I played with some mica sprays. I have a pewter, a gold, and a copper one. And I just sprayed them all over the background of this, and then I rolled it around and everything to let the mica run all over the paper. And it gives it a really pretty shimmery background. So I thought, okay, I've decided I want this to have some shimmer to it. So I added some glittery washi tape on this side. It has a doily behind it, it has an Alphonse Mucha on it, it has a butterfly on it, it has some stitching on this side. I just sit there and I keep pulling things and playing with them until I get something that I like. So that's one of the ones that will be going out next month. Then I found some paper that I have that has images of old buildings, old European buildings, and that started me on a travel one. Again, no idea when I started making this, but I sat down and I pulled the paper out and I put a sticker on there and I put another sticker on there and I did some inking on there. I did some washi tape on the back. All of them have coffee stained paper on the back so you can write notes on them. But I play with them until all of a sudden I go, yeah, that's what I like. I can go up there and start creating, and I can, well, this one took me 3 days to figure out what I wanted on it. This one took me about 20 minutes. It's just how inspiration strikes. And going through and pulling out pieces of paper, I found one that I had that had a phrase on it, and I decided I needed to have that phrase on a bookmark. But all the magic I have known, I've had to make myself. And so that became this one. They're simple. And I have no clue what I'm going to do. This one is different from almost anything I've done before, and I liked playing with the washi tape and putting it at the diagonal. But this background paper here, I did some, it's glitter glue, and I just added that to it, and it just enhanced it so much. Something so simple, and I'd never tried it before. And then the last one that I did, well, I have to start getting into some witchy stuff because we're coming into my season. Can never start my season too soon. But this one. And I think they're all fun. I think they're all beautiful. They're all very much alike. They have 3, 4, 5 different elements to them. They all have the coffee paper on the back. They all have a grommet and ribbons. So these are the ones that will be going out in July. I already know who they're going to, but I don't know who they're going to, because what I do is I take the envelopes and I address them, and then I turn them over so that I can't see who's getting what, and I stick a postcard in there and a bookmark and I seal it. So I have no idea who's getting what, and I love it. Absolutely love it when people post on Instagram that they've received it, because then I know who got which one. So it kind of gives back to me too. I know I'm crazy. That's why you guys come here. You like my crazy. Admit it, you do. Okay, I received some happy mail. One of the ladies that I am proud to call a friend, one of the ladies who yelled at me the loudest about my eye, is a nurse. You all know her. You all love her. Her name is Lesley Hurley. She is a wonderful lady here on Flosstube, and I'm sure in real life. And she has the cutest little kitties. I love every video she puts up where she shows them, because I miss having pets in our life, but I don't want to have any pets in our life anymore. Yes, not my cat McGonagall has been coming around and visiting with me. She lives behind us. Her people are behind us. So she hangs out in my neighbor's yard next door here and in my yard, and I've seen her across the street, so I know where McGonagall lives. I don't know if that's her real name, but it's what I call her. Anyway, Lesley sent me a pattern. This is RedBird Designs Texas Thistle. Because if you all remember at the beginning of the year when I was doing the smalls and putting them on the little stakes to put them in the flower frogs, I was all into thistles. So she sent this one to me, and I saw that she just finished it. I will be working on this next spring. I love it. Thank you so much for thinking of me, Lesley. And thank you for yelling at me too. Alrighty. I made a purchase. There is a lady that I have seen posting her bags on Instagram, and I've seen other Flosstubers say that they've purchased project bags from her. She had this one, and I just thought it was so cute, and she said it was the last one she had of this style with this pattern, or with this fabric. And nobody had said me please. So I did. Because why not, you know? This is from Jasmine Ravenclaw. And it has got this fun pattern on it, fabric on it. Little kids all geared up for Halloween. Or maybe they're just geared up for everyday life. You never know. But there's mummies, and there's witches, and there's vampires. And this is so cute. And this is so well made. I mean, Jasmine does a fantastic job. It has a front pocket here. And inside, there's some wonderful moon fabric. A very nice zipper pull with a skull. The big zipper on the top has a tag. It also has another skull. It also has that fabric inside. And as you can see, there's other stuff in here. I ordered a bag. I received a bag, a very well-made bag. She sent extras. So I opened it up, and the first thing that I pulled out was a card. Jen, I'm going to show this because this is too good not to share. She drew. How awful is that? Hope you get a laugh out of it. There you are. She made a Vulcan hand for me. Loved it. Thank you for the laugh. She sent some fabric that I could use for finishing material. And the first thing I noticed was this cat. This one right here. And I thought, oh, I know what I need to do with that. I know what I need to do with that. So, yep, you betcha. I made a strawberry. This is just so cool. I sat there and played with it, and I fussy cut it, and I got the face just perfect on it. Put some black lace up here at the top. Found some orange ribbon that I didn't know I had. There will be Halloween berries in my future because I can't seem to get away from them. But this was gorgeous. But that wasn't all that was inside this bag. Silly camera. It cuts off on me. So, what I was saying, because I'm going to have to go back and put these two videos together again, I am totally impressed by the project bag that I got from Jen. Beautiful stitching, well crafted, love it so much. I have seen so many of the ones that she's done. but she sent me something extra. And when I saw this, I was blown away. She sent me a Hogwarts envelope bag. All this detailing is stitched. This is simply stunning. Thank you so much. Totally blown away. It amazes me the number of crafts that people share on Flosstube, on Instagram, whether it's quilting or knitting or crocheting or sewing, hand embroidery, cross stitch. There are a ton of talented people out there, and I am just so blessed and humbled to be part of this community, because there's so much, and we share and we give of ourselves freely to everyone else, and they give back, and we're accepting. And if the rest of the world would get onto the same page that Flosstube has seemed to be able to do, how wonderful would that be? All right, so I'm going to pause for a moment. Have to splice together a third video to do this, but I want to get set up to show you the last piece I've been working on, because it's my Stoney Creek Halloween Village afghan, and I need to get some stuff out of my way, so give me a moment. Okay, so like I said, the last piece that I'm going to show you that I've stitched on this week has been my Stoney Creek Halloween Village afghan. I am housing this in a Mondo bag that was made for me by my friend Lori McClary, who does beautiful, wonderful quilting. She and Olivia B are going to be hosting a quilt along. I am not a quilter. I don't foresee quilting in my future, although I know that if I ever decide to go down that route, I have lots of people that I can call friends who would be more than happy to hold my hand, but I'm not ready for that yet. So, this pattern I'm figuring is going to take me at least 4 years to stitch, because it's on an afghan cut of 20 count Lugana fabric. It is 44.5 inches wide by 53.5 inches long. There are 30 pages to this pattern, 5 across the top, 6 going down. I have the top row completely done. I then moved down to page number 10, which was directly below page 5. And that is what I've been working on. And first of all, I want to show it to you this way, because I want to talk about these. So these are magnetic silicone ties. You can get them on Amazon. Just type in magnetic silicone ties and you will find these. And they come in different lengths, and I pretty much got, I think, a standard length one. But they're nice because they're magnetic and they will catch on themselves. So for wrapping up, like I said, this is page 10. All the rest of my fabric, I'm using these to hold this together, which is really, really nice. But I ran into a problem when I got to this point on my pattern, and it's one that I'm sure I'll be addressing more often as I move further down on the afghan, is that my bulk up here was getting so big, these weren't long enough to contain it. So I took 2 of them. I've got that right in front of my face. And what I did is I simply put the two magnets together and then tied a knot between the two of them, and that doubled my length, and they still connect together, but doing that with a couple of them made it so that I can hold the bulk of this material together, or this side. So let me take all of these off, because to show you what I've done, I need to take it out of my Q-snap. Like I said, I am working on page 10, but part of page 10 also includes part of the banner that hangs across the middle. So I'm going to show you, really hard to see, but there's this banner here that goes across from side to side, and each one of the pendants spells out Halloween. When I'm doing a full coverage piece, I can't just do one 10 by 10 block at a time or one page at a time, because my brain doesn't like that. If there is a part of the element that goes from page to page, I work across page to page, top to bottom, side to side. It doesn't matter. I have to finish the elements as they show up. So this is where I'm at. If you look at it, about halfway through the pendant was the edge of page 10. The other half of the pendant there is part of page 9. So I am working on finishing the pumpkin. The very, very bottom of the pumpkin goes down into the page down below it. So I still have some more vines to do right up here by the pumpkin. The rest of the pumpkin, the rest of the border, and then I will be able to move on to the next part, and I will then be moving back across. So let's see. I'm looking through it and trying to see what's on the screen. There is the top left border where I am working, and then we're going to come back across, and I know I've shown all this before. That pumpkin between the two crows is the center, and this is the right hand border, and you can see I had started a pendant there, but I got distracted and wanted to go over to the other side, so I did. So that is where I am at on my Halloween afghan. Like I said, today's supposed to get to be about 93 degrees. I don't think I'm going to be working on this one today. So I will get it folded up and put away for another cooler day. Alrighty. I think that's everything. I just have to get all this stuff put together somewhat cohesively, and then I need to head into Salem to get my old car washed and detailed so that I can get it put up for sale. And I want to do that early because it's going to be 93, and I wilt because I'm a delicate flower. I am a delicate flower. I hope everybody is stitching all the things, doing all the things. I hope everybody is behaving nice and learning new things and being inclusive and accepting differences and all of the things. Thank you so much for visiting me. Thank you if you have been here before and you've come back. Thank you if you're brand new and you're just deciding to check out my version of crazy, because I am kind of, sort of, but I think it's in a good way. Celebrate all the things. Learn new things. Live long and stitch on, my friends. Bye-bye.